Hey guys, Tactical Pogue here, and today I wanted to bring you a product review of a product that I've had for a while. This is the ETS Glock 42 380 magazine, and I'm going to start off by talking about capacity because capacity was what I was looking for because the Glock standard Glock factory mags only come with a 6-round capacity. Now the gun is a 6+1 if you decide to carry one in the chamber with a fully loaded magazine. Now that that's out of the way, capacity for this ETS magazine is 9 rounds. They also make one, I believe, that fits flush with the grip of the Glock 42. That's 7 rounds, which is one more than the factory magazine. And they also make one that's in 12 rounds. I have only tried the 9-round version of it. And so far, I have put an estimate of maybe 150 rounds through it. Maybe, right? And as far as the reliability goes, I have not had any malfunction out of this magazine when I was shooting it. Now, when I let people like my wife or, a novice shooter shoot it, people that don't really have a very firm grip on a gun when they shoot, it malfunctions with this mag or the factory Glock mag because, if you limp wrist the Glock, you know what happens. It won't function properly. You can't shoot 3 rounds straight without, it stovepiping. So there's that. So as far as reliability goes, for me, it's been 100%. It's never malfunctioned on me because I shoot it right. As far as the ammo choices that I've gone with and shooting the estimate of 150 rounds, I've shot PMC, Spear Lawman, the Spear Lawman, and then the Wolf. It was a steel case 380. I bought it because it was cheap, but surprisingly, it ran great and it locked the slide back. Never had a malfunction out of the Wolf. I think they're, okay rounds. My dad likes to put it as in if that's the only thing you got, you will shoot it. But, I guess it is what it is. Wolf, they shot great. Now, the price of these magazines are, I think I paid $20 for this, which is $15 cheaper than the Glock 42 magazine, the factory one. And it holds more rounds. So, $20 and $35. I can't justify spending $35 for a magazine that only holds 6 rounds and it holds 380. It's not holding a goddamn 50 AE that's 6 rounds. It's holding 6 380 rounds. So I can't justify paying $35 for such a dinky magazine. So, I started looking for aftermarket choices and ETS came up and I was willing to give it a try because it was only $20. And so far, the way it has performed, I'm very happy with it. And I think with talking to other friends that have the same brand magazines but for different Glocks, they also seem like they like it too. And it's cheaper than the factory magazines. I think I've already mentioned that. And as far as the durability of these magazines go, one of the concerns that I had with this magazine after I kept it loaded because I always keep this fully loaded. And I pretty much dump it when I go to the range the next time. I always this is my spare magazine that I carry with me whenever I carry my Glock 42. And I keep it with FMJs because it's a spare mag. Now, when I do go to the range, I do empty the spare mag and I put a few more magazines worth through it. And, as far as the durability goes, I thought, being kept loaded at all times and all, I thought the spring was going to wear out, but it does seem like, it's doing its job at holding the slide back open on the last round. Now, it doesn't shoot open. It doesn't shoot the magazine out like it used to when it was brand new. You see what I mean? And I think I can say the same thing for Glock factory magazine. Oh, maybe not. But, when I first got it, this thing used to just shoot out of the gun. Now I gotta have it at some kind of weird grip angle and just kind of slam it to get it to come out of the gun. But I have no problem with it because, I could just easily do that. Just as easily do that. So I have no problem with it. Let's see. What else? I think one of the biggest benefit of having this magazine over per se a Glock factory mag. Now for the magazine that's in my Glock, when I carry it, is always going to be a Glock factory magazine with a pinky grip extension. I replaced the flat floor plate that the Glock magazines come with because of the fact that when I add the pinky grip extension, I can get a full grip. But with the factory base plate, I can't. You know, my pinky hangs off, and it's not such a big deal, but when I actually tried the pinky extension, it felt like I had made a world of difference. And, you know, I think it aids in recoil management, and not that Glock 42s recoil a lot, but, you know, the more grip or purchase you have on a gun, the better recoil management you're going to have. I think that's principle of recoil management. I guess I'm not an expert, so take my word with a grain of salt. But with this ETS magazine, you can clearly see that I have a full grip, more than just a full grip, a little bit more than just a full grip. But I do get a full grip, which is an extended grip, and it's cheaper than a factory Glock magazine. And as far as reliability goes, in my experience, it is just as reliable as a factory Glock magazine, which, you know, it's kind of rare for me to say because I've had aftermarket magazines that were just purely hit and misses. But I do feel that this magazine would serve somebody great if they're looking for a higher capacity Glock 42 magazine. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and recommend that you buy other ETS magazines that are made for Glocks because I don't have any experience with them. But as far as my own personal experience goes, this is definitely a good choice for $20, and I would choose this over the factory Glock magazines. Even if they came out with higher capacity models, I would definitely choose this over the Glock factory magazines. One, because it's $15 cheaper, and two, performance doesn't change. At least in my opinion, it didn't. So take it with a grain of salt, and, you know, if you want to give it a try, they're only $20, so, you know, you might just be missing out on eating at L&L for one night. So give it a try and let me know how you like it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and comment if you have any questions. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. So if you look at the spaces in between the feed lips on the magazine, between the Glocks and the ETS mags, you'll see that the ETS mags feed lips are closer towards each other rather than Glocks. That was one thing that used to bother me a lot. I got over it, but you can see that. Do you see how it's just like lifting so easily? That always bothered me with the Glock magazines. But with the ETS magazines, they do lift, but the polymer doesn't have as much flex as they do in the Glock factory magazine. So I thought that was a good point to bring up. And like always, thank you for watching. Tactical Pogue out.